Hello and welcome to another episode of Design & Style. We are a podcast for designers by designers. I am one of your two co-hosts, Dixie with Dixie Willer Design, and with me, as always, is the lovely and effervescent
Rachel Moriarty with Rachel Moriarty Interiors. Good morning. Hello.
Hello. And Rachel.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Oh, yeah, I always say good morning.
I know. I always forget that it's a podcast.
I know. But we're not alone today.
I know. We're so excited. We have the lovely Alyssa Turner Cairns, is how you said it, right? I went on and listened to your live this morning to hear how you pronounced it. As a busy mama who runs her own business, cares for two kiddos full-time, and has aspirations of doing #all the things, Alyssa knows how important it is to have a home that functions smoothly and makes you happy to be there. When your home is harmonious, so are the people in it. Alyssa left a full-time career as a community college educator to manage the renovation and design of a fixer-upper home and to have time with her little ones before they grow up. She currently calls West Michigan a home, but she's moving to a tiny home in the Florida Keys, right?
That's right.
And landed there from Southern Indiana by way of 7 years, living and working in downtown Chicago. She and her husband love to cook, travel, and explore nature with their kids when she's not building her online home design business or momming. Alyssa is probably refinishing furniture, writing in her bullet journal, or stealing 5 minutes to enjoy her coffee while it's still hot.
Wait, that happens?
We get that.
Coffee when it's
hot? I know.
As a mom?
It is a rare commodity.
Welcome, Alyssa. We're so happy to have you with us on Design & Style.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
Alyssa came on my radar. She and I took part of Miss Paper Moon's summer series, and that's how I got to know her and started crushing on her really hard, because she has a business model that I think a lot of designers would benefit from hearing about. So do you want to talk about that a little, fill in the gap a little bit on that?
Sure, I'd love to. Thank you again so much. I think when Dixie was like, "Oh, we'd love to have you," I was like, "Me? You?
Little me?"
Yeah, as you said, I started my working life in community college educating, working with students in career counseling, as a faculty member and in strategy and administration work. And then life happened, and we made the decision that living downtown Chicago and wanting to have baby number 2, who is now a year and a half, just wasn't the lifestyle that we wanted. So moving closer to family, back to my husband's home area in West Michigan here, kind of put me in that position of, what do I want to do next? How can I be intentional now? And, our daughter, who is now 5.5, I was looking down the line saying, she's going to be in school really soon. And I don't want to have a second child and then go right back to work 10 hours a day. So we decided to flip a fixer-upper. Michigan has an amazing housing market right now. Great place to live. Lots of breweries and restaurants and industry and medicine and all this great stuff. And we had just flipped our condo in Chicago. Flooring, paint colors. And I just loved it. I loved planning it, and it kind of got back to the creative part of me that I wasn't always able to use in education. Then moving to Michigan, we flipped this house that I'm sitting in right now. It was a literal fixer-upper, down to the studs, put in a new kitchen. And through that process, I was able to kind of identify where my skills and my passions and the business part of my brain and the creative part of my brain are really happy together. So that inspired me to say, well, if I could create my own business, then I could stay home and I could do all the things, right?
Right.
So that business model really like set me down this rabbit hole of what does online home design look like? What are people doing in design and decor in the online space? How can I do that?
So how did you come up with the idea to do your Busy Mamas group? Because I find it fascinating that you have this super awesome. I mean, I see them posting all the time, their design dilemmas, and it's a really cool group. And how did you come up with that?
Yep. So as we're always talking about figure out who your ideal client is.
Right.
And my ideal client is me 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Commuting to work, struggling to come up with a meal plan, really wanting to spend time with your kids, and then like going to Target and Home Goods to find a new end table is like the last thing that you want to do.
Right.
Or you buy things and then they're wrong.
Yeah.
And then you drive around with them in the back of your car trying to return them for another 3 weeks.
Right.
So in figuring out who she was, because that was me, she needs just a little bit of help, and she needs the right place to talk about getting her family home where she wants it. She wants to be proud of her house, and she wants to love it when she comes home because you work hard for it. So I was finding women asking home design questions in parenting groups.
Oh.
And in entrepreneur mom groups, and in minimalist mom groups, and in healthy mom groups, because as moms, what we want is we want to ask questions from people like us because we trust that community. And so I said, well, we need a home design community. And they started flooding in. So it's a free Facebook community, and I think we're pushing 1,200 members at this point, with more coming in every day. And it's a place for you to ask other busy women who care about what they might do in your house. And
That's so smart. Let me just for a minute, because I think I never thought of until you just said it, because everybody's always saying like, where are my clients? And it's so holistic, isn't it? Home, health,
career,
kids. Yes,
that.
exactly. You just nailed all of that. And I just love how, like, that gives me the goosebumps. I love that. And I'm sure you were just in these groups being you, right? Like,
yeah, I was in there, and then I think I was struggling to figure out a way to connect with those women who I knew were my clients,
right.
And say, without being like, hire me, I have something to sell.
Yeah.
And so what I would do is I would go through and search for posts about, and do keyword searches for like furniture, paint, design.
But you are so smart. You impress me all the time.
And then what you find is a lot of bad advice.
Yes.
Like what you see is other women struggling with the same thing, trying to be helpful. But if it's not their talent, you just have a lot of noise and a lot of conflicting advice and a lot of directions that not non-designers are trying to help other non-designers. And so what I would start to do is like do a little hand raise and say, I'm an online home designer. Here's what I would do. And so pre-qualify yourself as an expert in whatever you do. And then they either click over and find your business page, or if I had permission, or if it was appropriate, I would share the link to my free community.
So do you get a lot of online clients, e-design, virtual design?
So I only have one local client here in Michigan, and they found me on Google. I haven't networked locally at all. I know I haven't even gotten to that point yet, and now we're moving, so maybe it's okay.
Well, that
you can use the strategies in your new place.
Yeah. So because what I knew I didn't want to do is schlep my kids to someone's house or have to find a babysitter.
Absolutely.
So my goal was not to be an in-person designer.
Mm-hmm.
My goal was to be online.
Yeah.
And so my online clients, I would say the bulk of them have been referrals. So when I was first getting started and figuring out my service packages, I asked for free 10-minute interviews with some of those busy mom entrepreneur ideal clients.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I asked them to send me pictures or video chat so I could learn about their issues in their home.
Smart.
And then when I felt like maybe we were kind of on the same wavelength, I said, would you let me design this room for you for free? Knowing that I needed to figure out the tech and the processes, and your client agreement probably wasn't going to be perfect because I haven't written it yet.
Yeah.
That's how I got started. And then those women have been my cheerleaders. And they share my name all over the place because they got to help me get started.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So yes, I have a handful of online clients. It's all on. I call myself a design and decor consultant because I'm not doing renderings. I'm not doing bathroom installs, or we're not going shopping together for tile. But I can help you focus, and then I can help empower you to go do it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. You know what I love that I might have to use as inspiration? I loved hearing the words, I'm an online home designer.
I know.
Like, that just sounded so approachable.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think people just think, oh, interior designer, even interior decorator, it has this I think it still has this shishiness, and if you have a middle income family as your people, like that just sounds so approachable.
On my homepage, I say I'm on a mission to take the luxury stigma out of interior design, because I want the moms who want to shop at Wayfair and Target, because that's where I shop.
Yes.
That's what I love.
So do I.
Yeah. And if it's the wrong color, you can paint that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I do that yesterday. I was in, I'm doing this thing with Kirkland's this weekend, and I saw this table, and it.
Uh-oh. Rachel, I think we lost your audio there for just a second.
Oh, no. Her Kirkland's thing is so cool right now.
It really is. So I'm not sure what's going on with Rachel's audio, but we're going to keep going here.
It's okay.
Hear me now?
So,
yes, there she's
okay.
back.
I hit there's a thing on my headset.
Okay.
I wondered if that was it. But
I saw this raw console, and I was like, even though it was a retail thing, I was like, I could paint that.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
It could be navy if it needs to be navy.
I think that myself. Sorry about that.
So, Alyssa, you've started an online mastermind group, more of a private, not free group.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how that works.
Okay. First, I do want to mention, just for the other new business owners out there, that figuring out what you're good at is probably what I should have done first. I think I started by feeling like I needed to create a business model that was maybe inspired by other online designers or decorators or consultants. And what I kept finding myself drawn to was the coaching model. And it was hard for me. There's a lot of dissonance because my brain was like, but you don't want to be a coach. But then all those business strategies really made sense to me. And then I had this moment where I realized I'm an educator by trade. So of course coaching makes sense. It's teaching.
Yeah.
It's advising, which is what I did with my college students. And I loved that job. So when I kind of got to that place where it's like, so if you're a teacher, then teach. Then my free group became, well, I have this huge classroom of people who really just want to learn something. And so then all of my content kind of shifted. Instead of me saying like, look at this design I made, here's how to do it, I was able to reframe everything to say, here's how to design. instead of here are all these designs I made for you. Because what I really want is to empower my clients to do all the rooms in their house. And I don't know if that's a sustainable business model, but hopefully they don't need me for all the rooms. Because I want to teach them. I want them to feel empowered and autonomous in being a homeowner and loving their house. So the paid group came out of me knowing that I couldn't give all 1,200 members of that free community good, concentrated advice. I just can't. I'd be in there all day. And I have to keep reminding myself this is not a hobby. Even though it's fun.
It's tempting though, isn't it?
It's so tempting because it's fun.
Yeah.
And I love connecting with all those people, and that community is just wonderful. But that needs to be a jumping off point for something else. So the Design Mastermind, or the Mama's Design Mastermind, is a paid monthly program. And I'm hosting it in Facebook. I don't want them to have to learn any new platform. Right? Like, that's not the point.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to remember another password. Like, just have it be where you are. And every month, week 1, we set your goal for the month. Week 2 is sharing inspiration and laying out a plan. Week 3 is kind of accountability time. I was on a live video this morning going through everyone's plans and kind of calling you out, like, okay, where's the fabric for the dining chairs? Or have you painted that half bath yet? Or do you have plans in place to paint it? And then week 4 is wrap it up. Either lay out your plan, schedule the painters, show off your before and afters, because next week we're setting a new goal. And that month goes fast. And I think the whole goal of the mastermind is they get the input and the advice and guidance. I'll go shop for curtains on Wayfair for you if you want somebody else to do some of the heavy lifting. But for $49 a month, you have somebody to keep you on task, and you have the input from a designer, but it's on you, and you have somebody there to kind of push you and support you so you get it done instead of just talking about it.
I love that. So you're not just teaching them and coaching them, you're their cheerleader too.
It's an active group. Like, the goal is not just to like have another set of coursework that you put in your download folder. And I thought about putting coursework in there, but I don't think my clients need another course to finish.
Right.
I think they need to just start doing it.
Yeah.
Because they already know what they like. They just need help focusing. So, for example, I asked someone to post 2 to 3 pictures of her ideal style for her home. I have a free challenge that walks you through, like, let's figure out what your signature style is. Well, she sent me to her Pinterest board of 112 photos.
Oh.
So yes, I'm in there kind of as an educator and a mentor to help you focus to a point where we can make progress.
I love that.
And it's great that you can like address that thing, because I'm sure she's not the only one that has that much.
No.
Her inspiration folder. So, answering her or taking that example and speaking about it to the group, helps everyone, which is awesome. Then you're helping everyone in one fell swoop. I love that.
Yes. And I think the kind of the group or the peer mentoring concept is very powerful, especially with women and with moms who are my audience, in that we respect and we look for advice and support from people like us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Oh my gosh.
So it's also, from a business perspective, it's scalable. If I had 12 active design clients right now, I wouldn't have time for anything else. Right. So I can help so many more people. I kind of set a goal for myself that group will max out at 80. just knowing
That's a
the
lot.
way people fall out of programs, or some people will join and just have it in the background and use it for inspiration, but not ask me questions every day.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll never let it get above 80. Right now we have 12.
That's great.
So,
I love that.
That's so awesome. 12 of that's just income coming straight in.
yep. So it's very exciting. I'm very excited
That's
about
grocery money right there. You know,
Yeah,
like
12 is
literally,
grocery.
that is serious. That's
Yep.
really awesome.
And it's so
80 is-
flexible because since you're doing it from wherever you are, you don't have to be in a certain place,
Yes. Yep.
which is
It's,
perfect.
ultimately, of course, I'm always wondering what's next. And I think what's next to my business right now is to focus on that marketing and outreach piece. And after this kind of phase of the mastermind, there's a whole new set of testimonials and visibility to get out there.
Yep.
Exactly.
And I'd love to do like an invite a friend, like, different ways to get people in that community and join. And then, 12 is grocery money. 80 is a salary.
Yeah.
So that's
And
big
then
picture
and then you have clients, your one-on-one on top of that. So that's great.
Yeah.
That's really good. I love that. See?
Exciting.
That's right. Anybody listening, they know why we're big fans of
Yes. And I love that. I love being able to show that there is not just one form of design business. It can take on so many. You can make it work for you. I loved the way that you said, you realized what it is that you're good at and you really, really love, and you made that work for you.
And do that, right. If
Instead
you love
of
kitchen and baths, I love talking about kitchen and baths, but I'm not going to design one.
No.
I can help you get inspired for it, and I can do your mood board and then send you to the cabinet guy.
Yeah.
But I'm not the cabinet guy. So, do what feels good. There are enough clients in this world. Competition is a fabrication. And
exactly.
You can do what you love. At this point, I only need to find 80 customers.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's
amazing. And then once I felt like, okay, I can handle that, then it was like, oh, well, this isn't so intimidating. Like I can figure this out.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh my God, I'm so inspired. You did you add a shop? I'm trying to remember. You're blogging?
Yep. Yeah, I'm working on a blogging content strategy that I can keep up with. And, I think finding a way to get organized is like the first hurdle. And then you can just roll with it. And so in working with online clients and in blogging, I started to learn quite a bit about affiliate marketing and affiliate linking. And I use I think you would call it a service maybe, or a platform called Skim Links. And they have you join as a member, and then there's a Chrome browser bar. And whenever I'm shopping online, that little browser bar will tell me if that supplier is part of the Skim Links network.
That's awesome.
And then I can create that link and send it to my clients. My brother-in-law asked for a link because he was going to buy a new bed. And he was like,
awesome.
Hey, what do you think about this bed? Will you turn it into one of your links so we can order it? Which is
great.
Yeah, just telling people about it. They love to support if they can. And so, yes, I added a tab on my site called a shop. And I think my goals for it, again, are to make it a very curated collection of busy mom appropriate products. But then anybody that clicks through, it's going to send you to Wayfair or World Market or Target. But I've already done some of the shopping for you. And then you get maybe between 2 and 8% of their purchase back in your account.
And you don't have to do anything work-wise for that at that point.
No, it's great.
And you could take some of those blog posts and put a little money behind it, and do sponsored and push it out that way. I mean, who knows? Sky's the limit.
You can also link to promotions. So like Home Depot had an indoor lighting sale.
I saw a lot of bloggers posting.
Right?
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, well, I could share this with my audience because they may not know.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you're shopping for a chandelier, here's the coupon code. And when they click through your ad, it goes back to your account no matter what they buy at Home Depot.
Ooh, nice.
So then you're really giving somebody something valuable that's not just shopping.
Yeah.
For the sake of shopping.
Makes you feel extra good, right? I'm going to help you out, and it helps me out a little bit, but I don't know. It's
right. It might help.
Yes.
Yes. It might help me a little bit, but it's 20% off. Like,
yeah.
Here's a coupon. Yeah.
And
great.
I saw a post, I think it was of yours, where you went through a part of your house and you said, okay, I know that this rug is mama tested. This is the rug that I have. This is why I love it. Here's a link if you want to go buy it. And I thought that was genius because I know shopping online is scary sometimes. Yeah. And to be able to say, okay, here's somebody who clearly has kids, clearly knows what happens on rugs.
Yeah.
And she's recommending it because she's used it.
Yeah,
I even included a picture to show that it still looks great.
I actually went live after I spilled coffee one day. Like, who stops cleaning up the coffee in order to get their phone and go live?
This girl.
I went live to show cleaning the coffee off of my white rug to say, like, I'm not joking. It actually doesn't stain.
Love that.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I'm such a super fan.
I know.
Aren't you, Dixie? Do we have a new designer crush?
I feel like I'm blushing on camera.
And the other cool thing about Alyssa, I mentioned in the intro, she's moving. She's in the middle. If you could see just right off camera, she's got boxes stacked. She's taking her family, and they're moving to a tiny house. You're going to live in a tiny house. And I love, that's another thing that I'm just like, my husband and I just want to do that. Like, we just want to live in
the dream.
Yeah, that's our dream.
We, sometimes I think you get to this spot, and like I said, my oldest is 5.5, so she's starting kindergarten, and my youngest, I don't know if you can hear him, but he is 18 months, and I feel like we're looking around the corner at this whole next chapter that's going to happen really soon, and we were like, you know what, if we're going to do anything wild, if we could have an adventure, this might be the last chance before you have to pull your kids out of stuff. And we don't really know what that's like yet. So with me being online, and his job is actually remote too, and so he was kind of exploring options to stay remote, even it's remote-er.
Super remote.
A different state, but he's been working from home for the last 2 years, and we said we could do this anywhere. Why not go fishing for lobster for dinner? So
oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you guys.
Thank you.
And don't worry about I love hearing the baby in the background, because you're a designer to busy moms, and you're living it as well, and don't worry about that.
Well, thanks. And like I said, I'm lucky to have a partner who also works from home. So, you figure out what works and you tag team it. And
just think how quickly you're going to be able to clean your place.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I think. Oh my gosh, that's just taking that off, you're getting more freedom with your family.
Yep. Freedom. And then of course, I keep thinking just time to really build a foundation in this business and not have quite so many other things to navigate all the time. But yeah, it's tiny. So the main level is 600 square feet. And there's a loft and then a screened-in porch. So that
Wow.
screened-in porch functions as like living room and dining room.
Yeah.
And the loft, the peak of the loft is less than 5.5 feet tall. So I'm 5'4". My husband's 6'3". So we will we'll definitely be reevaluating how you use space and what you really need. We've
I
sold a
can't
lot of
wait
our
to follow this
furniture.
journey. Oh my gosh.
I think it's going to be a great lesson in just getting back to what we really need. And we keep saying we want to use this. We're calling it our family leap year instead of a gap year.
I love it.
Like high schoolers take a gap year before they go to college, but we didn't get to do that. And so as a family, we're saying, well, we don't really get to escape life, so it's not a gap, but maybe it's more of a leap. Like we're leaping into the next chapter. So of course I'll be blogging about it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I can't wait to see what this rolls into because you are going to be, you're going to have so much content on, how to organize and how to live with less and how, I mean,
I know.
I'm such a content heavy person that I just like content's just coming, and I love the way that just following you for this last couple of months, like just the way you think about things. Like I remember you doing one live where you talked about having your house was it Monday ready or Sunday
morning ready?
Monday morning ready. And I was like, oh my gosh, because I still have 2 kids at home. I mean, they're school aged, but when I get my house like after you said that, I was like, yeah, I need to get my house Monday morning ready, so there's no yelling in the morning. There's no, it's just like smooth sailing is such a great way to start the week. So I just love you have that natural gift of, just framing things and teaching things. And I love following you. I can't wait to see what this next leg of your leap year has to offer.
Thank
the rest
you.
of us, we get to all benefit from it.
I think
I'm
that
gonna
was
live vicariously through you.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take lots of pictures. I think the allergens are better, but the humidity is worse.
Yes.
Right.
I think one thing that and it's interesting because I hear myself like having to learn a lot of lessons I used to give my college students as an advisor, and now I have to like take my own advice. But I kind of keep coming back to like just do what feels good, like do what you're good at. And if you're not good at something, don't feel pressured to learn all the things all at once. And it's not like a stay in your lane, but it's more like celebrate what you're good at, because I think when I was trying to figure out my voice and in being an expert at, look at that, expert, I just did the finger quotes as if I'm not an expert at something. But when I tried to be an expert at like the foundations of interior design, I felt fumbling. Like I felt very unsure, and I felt like I was going to have to do all this research for every blog post I wrote because somebody might find out that I was faking it or that I was wrong or that I misspoke. And then when that got reframed, in my mind at least, that I was being an expert at family home design for moms who were working and who didn't have time to waste, then all of that fumbly feeling went away. Because it was like, oh no, this is what you're good at. This is what you could teach somebody. Yeah. And then those people find you. If you just, what do they say? Preach your truth. Like
stand in it. Just stand in your truth,
Yep. So whatever that is, then all that imposter syndrome starts to fall away because you can be confident in what you're good at. And I'm good at talking to moms about and teaching them something. So
I love that. And I think that is just like the perfect summary right there. So Thank you so much for being on here with us. We really appreciate it.
I know, in the
And
middle of your move.
yeah, good luck on your move. If anybody wants to go over and check out the show notes, learn a little bit more about Alyssa, or find out where to find all of the different Facebook groups we've been talking about, just head over to designandstylepodcast.com. And that is designandstylepodcast.com. It's not .club anymore. It is .com. So thank you so much, and we will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.